Well, thank you very much for coming, especially John yet again. If you've got this man behind you, you're right. The second thing is we need lots of volunteers because this party is the only one that can turn this country around. The only one. They've done everything they can to try and stop us, but we're coming up and up in every election campaign. We have increased our vote. Everyone. Western Australia, federally, Queensland, New South Wales, we're on the way up, and people know that we're telling the truth. So the third one, I'm going to give you a little quiz. Which parties support the super dump at Ipswich? Labor and? Liberal, that's right. They want to turn it into Tipswich. Which party has caused destruction of jobs in our country and in our state and in our region because of their absurd climate policies? And? Liberals and the Greens. The Greens have driven the bus, and these two mongrels just tie in along and join the bus. Which is the only party that's opposed to that policies? So who's the only party in favour of jobs? Think about what else when people lose jobs, what happens to crime? And which parties talk about bringing more police in but don't do anything? Both of them, exactly. And which parties neglect the basic issue, which is jobs? Labor and Liberal. In Steve Andrew in Morani, he gave me these figures. He said he got them from the Parliament. 34 companies supported with donations the Liberal or Labor Party in recent times. That's true. In Queensland, that's correct?
True. It's true, yeah, accurate, yep.
16, almost half, donated to both. Yep. What does that tell you? They want the system to continue. They don't want a third voice, which is what Sharon presents. And this lady is strong, she works hard, and she never stops working, and she's a real tiger. We know that from the previous campaign she ran. And she's got a real shot. So what we need is for people to realise you've got to stop this Liberal Labor nonsense. It doesn't matter. If you're voting for Liberal, you're voting for Labor. Correct. They preference each other to try and keep us out. In addition, their policy is the same. They're largely taken from the Greens and the UN. The only independent voice that is looking after the people of this country and this state and this electorate is One Nation. So please, grab anyone you can, get volunteers, register for us. Anton's another person who's been speaking very strongly against the core issues which are driving this country down. Anton's been very strong publicly for years, decades. He knows what's happening, and Anton has been a very strong supporter of us for that very reason. Because Pauline has been calling out your issues, right, since about 1996.
Well, I brought the issue of the Lima Agreement to her back in 96. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you see, this is what I noticed about Pauline. When I was showing her, talking around the country about the climate nonsense that we're facing, the climate scam, every politician ran, including Barnaby Joyce, including Matt Canavan. Now listen to them. They're talking about supporting coal again. It's bullshit. Because their policies are Liberal Labor policies, which are spelling the end of the coal industry. One person came to me. She heard about me and came to me. Guess who that was? Pauline. The only one with the courage to tell the truth. And you talked about the Lima Agreement, Lima Declaration in 1975. Who signed that on behalf of our country? Gough Whitlam. And who ratified it the next year in 1976? Malcolm Fraser. Labor signed it, Liberal ratified it. It's the Liberal-Labor duopoly that is screwing our country. So for goodness sake, get your mates. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your long-term support. Thank you, and please get your mates to come and help this lady, this wonderful, hard-working, dedicated, honest lady, fix the corruption in Bundamba, the corruption that goes from Ipswich, the heart of Ipswich, and goes all the way to George Street. And I stood as a candidate in Ipswich, and we rattled them. We rattled them. At the end, in the last week, they told enormous lies. So Sharon, be ready. They will be telling lies about you. It'll be hurtful at times, but when they're telling lies, it sends a really strong message. They can't face you. All right? So just take strength from that. But I know the corruption in Ipswich. We've had 2 mayors found guilty of serious charges. One is in jail. We've had 12 officers charged.
Yes.
How many of them are in jail?
Only about 3 so far, but there are 54 charges pending. So,
and the link there goes across Queensland with many councils. We've had the Logan Mayor stood aside, facing charges. West Moreton Regional Council facing charges. Other councils and other officers facing charges. And Ipswich is the centre of it. The Ipswich Inc., the corporations they've formed, they're all under scrutiny. There's a long way to go here.
Long way. Yeah.
But it goes from Ipswich to George Street. The Labor Party controls it. So the people of Bundamba, for goodness sake, we've got to have honesty back, and this lady is the one. Sharon Bell, number 1, vote 1, 2, 3, 4. Number all boxes for your vote to count, otherwise it won't count. Vote 1 Sharon Bell, put a number in every square. Thank you very much. Very important, very important. You've asked a question, Margaret, about One Nation preferences. There's no such thing as One Nation preferences. They're your preferences. All voters are preferences. If you want to put 1, 2, 3, 4, you can. If you want to put 1, 4, 3, 2, you can. If you want to put 1, 3, 2, 4, you can. Just 2 things. Make sure you fill every box according to the way you want it, and put Sharon Bell 1.
Correct. Awesome.
Thank you.
Now,
Quickly, so everyone, I know everyone's got their name down for polling day, but if anyone has time for pre-poll, we've got 2 weeks of pre-poll.